Testing 1 2 3. Yo, hello everyone, and welcome back to our live streaming sessions. Test. So let's begin today live sessions, everyone. Okay, so before we begin, we'll be talking about what is happening. Okay, so going by that, we'll be also talking about this market conditions, what we are looking at, and what's our thought on the whole market conditions. So I have been adjusting our weekly reports. So what's our weekly reports? Our weekly reports is mainly talking about what is our directions bias of the week, according to the whole economy environment, what is the big institutions doing, and what is the hedge fund doing, and what are they thinking on this time of this period of time. Okay. So the first thing first, we need to know my report is mainly just focusing on gold. So if you do really like to trade on gold, I think this might be a really good fit on your trading, because this trading style and trading information is mainly just in mostly in gold market. Okay. So one of the most important factor we need to know is that why gold has been going higher and what's the main purpose on gold. Okay, if we do wanted to know the longer time frame and what are the bigger players doing, the first thing first, we need to know what is their thoughts of the market, and what is their why that the gold is continue going higher. Okay, so the main thing that I have been finding out from the long ages of history and informations, we do find out that the main factor that why gold has been continue going higher is that the market is actually hedging purposes. Okay, so what does it mean by hedging purposes? So if you do look through, I actually have been putting out some of the new indicators that we are putting on. One is favorable on the what we call the 10-year treasury bond yield. 10-year treasury bond yield is actually quite important, indicates on the economy situations or anything. Okay, the big institutions looking at it. Okay, the big institutions like hedge fund, pension funds, and so on. And we do know that the Federal Reserve is also watching it as well. So this US 10-year treasury bond yield is actually quite important. This is indirectly will be reflecting on what is going on the sentiment and what is their thought. Okay, so in 2020, we can see that the US 10-year bond yield has been going quite a strong upside. So one of the major reasons is that inflation has been going higher. The costing is going higher, and we do see that the economic situations and the inflations has been bursting out quite fast. So in this period of time, we do expect that the inflations will be going lower, but the Federal Reserve didn't really wait for the inflation rate going back to 2%, and then after that has been dropping rates. One of the major reasons is that the job applicants and the employment demand has been the demand of the job has been decreasing quite significant. So this has been causing that the 10-year bond yield will be this will be forming that the US 10-year bond yield will be continue going higher, and this will be indirectly putting some support on the gold, because we do see that I think the market is actually expectations that the inflations will be remaining high, especially that the Federal Reserves have been dropping rates. So in this meantime, we do expect that the US 10-year bond yield will be going higher. Okay. So indirectly, if you wanted to know what is going on the gold market, the first thing first, you need to know what is the whole market conditions and what is what is the goal, what is the purpose of gold, and what do hedge fund use gold for. Okay, so this is really important. We need to know what is their thoughts and what is their expectations on the whole environment and so on. Okay. So in any way, last week we have been already mentioned, okay, last Monday we already mentioned that the gold market is likely to continue forming a ranging level. Okay, you can see that we are actually quite accurate. Starting on Monday onwards, we already mentioned that the gold will be forming a big ranging area. Okay, we are using ETF funds. The ETF funds is actually showing us about the physical gold demand, and usually institutions like big hedge funds, pension funds, or those kind of big players will be using that to this data is actually reflecting on that area lah. So if we do see that the ETF fund is actually increasing, we do see that this is mainly because maybe hedging their positions and so on. But from last week onwards, I mean from November standpoint, we didn't see any aggressive buying. Okay, it's actually outflowing. So the buying momentum, it's not strong. The second factor is that the correlationship between the gold and the SP 500 has been digesting and diverging out. From the previous few weeks, we do see that the divergence is actually quite strong from the gold and the SP 500. As we already mentioned, why is actually quite a strong correlationship. The main factor is because that the market is hedging their positions because the economic situations might not be really confident, and we do expect that inflations it's continue going higher. So therefore we do see that the gold market, it will be definitely keep on going higher. But in the short period of time, I'm thinking that this week gold is probably going lower. Okay, so why I'm saying that, one of the major reasons is that the gold market has been reaching through the major high, and the market momentum has been showing us that it's actually slowing down. So you can see that the market conditions is actually slowing down. So this week I'm much more leaning that the gold market will be going back to the lower sides. And where is it going to? Maybe likely to break through 4163. I think it's probably will be reaching that 4163, or even much more lower to what we call the 4147, or even much more lower. Okay, so we have reasons behind of it. One, dollar index and gold market has been divergent, and we do speculations that, and we do have data saying that this week dollar index have a really high chance that will be going higher. So this is the first thing. Second thing is that we do see that the VIX indicator is what we call the risk indicator, has been showing us a really bare minimum, has been showing us the bottom side. So there's no any risk aversions has been increasing. So it's not quite likely to see that the gold will be going through a really strong uptrend from my perspective. So this is the second factor. The third factor is that the correlationship between the stock indexes and the gold has been divergent out. So this has been showing us that it's might be likely to show us the hedging positions on gold will be slightly to be slowing down, and this will be indirectly putting a really strong pressure on gold market, and we do expect that the gold market might be forming back through a really strong downtrend from my perspective. Okay, so right now let's talk about the gold market. If we do really wanted to do shorts, where we are planning to do on, to be honest, it's I was planning to do short positions, but the price do really forming a ranging level, and we do expect that this is a really strong resistance area from here. So if you really wanted to do shorts, I do think that you can actually do shorts from here, putting your stop losses above here, and just hopefully that the price is breaking lower. If the price do really break through this higher level, maybe in this level, then we might be seeing the price to go back towards on the higher sides and reaching back towards maybe around this level, 4225. maybe my price might be reaching back to 4225. That's also the chances. So will be expectations that the price will be going lower. It's not quite likely to see that the gold market to break through this high. Meaning by that is I don't really expect that the gold might be breaking through 4257 or maybe 4265. It's leaning to see that the price will be going back towards on the lower sides. Okay, so in this territory, we can actually use short-term trades. If you really wanted to, you can actually use to trade a short-term trades. My meaning by that is that you can trade. I mean, doing a short positions and putting a stop loss maybe just above high on this level and just try to see whether or not the price is going lower. If the price do really go back to the top sides, then it's then we can't really do much about it. So meaning by that is that the momentum is much more likely to go stronger. But as we mentioned, dollar index is much more likely to continue going higher. So and the correlation between the dollar index has been reaching divergence. So this will be pushing a lot of what we call a lot of pressure on the gold market from my perspective. And I have been doing short positions on silver market as well. Silver markets is also forming a ranging level. It's a bit of a gamble in this moment, but I don't expect the price to break through this high at this in the beginning of Monday. So I think it's likely to reach back to the lower sides. But anyway, I think a lot of people will be much more interested on gold, so we'll be trading on gold positions. So gold right now, the price is actually reaching back and forming a bottom ranging. So I think we can actually do shots if you really wanted to. Let's see from the 4-hour time frame perspective, price really show through some kind of signs of going lower, and we do see that the price is 12, 13, 14. I think we can actually do shots on. So let's see, go through the book map and see what can we look to. Okay, so let's see from the book map, what can we do about from it. Okay, so from the book map perspective, we do see that I have been adding some of our indicator. So you can see that the book map has been showing us the resistance area. Okay, but whoa, why indicator so lesser? But yeah, fine with it. Price really reach through this major supporting line, price reach through, and there's a major resistance area from here because we do see that there's a really strong resistance. Price to really go back to the lower side. So right now we do see that there's a strong indications that the price is might be going lower because there's increasing outside liquidity is forming upside. So we might be looking to see the price to go back to the lower side, to be honest, actually slowing down. So if we do see the price is going lower, I think in the short period of time, I do think the price might be going back to 37. So let's see. Okay, let's see how it turns out. But yeah, I think the price is much more likely to go back to the lower sides from my thoughts. Okay, so you can see this is a really interesting factor. The price is wanted to spoof the price to go back to the lower sides from this liquidity. Okay, the old what we call COB, the current order book, has been showing us, but you can see that has been slowly out. So if we wanted to do short positions, first we need to know where is the what we call the exhaustions is happening. So when is the price is forming exhaustions, and then after that we can actually do short positions. Forming on the bottom sides, we can see that the long positions is actually quite strong. Okay, it's actually quite strong. So we might not be able to do short positions if we do according to the current book map. But anyway, as I mentioned right now, the market conditions is much more leaning to do short positions, but the price is actually forming a ranging level. And if you wanted to wait for a confirmation, my suggestion is to wait for it and try to see whether or not the price do really show any exhaustions. If that's really happened, I think we can actually aim back to the lower sides. So yeah, let's see. So you can see the price is actually wanted to push higher, but the exhaustion is actually keep on pushing back to this volume area. I think we can actually do short positions if we really wanted to. Putting short positions right here, putting your stop loss, 30 to 40 pips. If the price really break through, then means that it's much more continuously to break through on the higher sides. This one is showing absorptions, but the price do really continue going higher. It's not a really good sign. Liquidity is actually increasing as well, so this is also not a really good sign as well. So I think we might be waiting for it and see how it turns out. But the good thing is we can see that this upside liquidity is higher, means that it's the short positions, the short selling, it's much more higher. So this will be putting some pressure on it. Okay, going back short positions according by the time. So let's see, 12. Yeah, I think we can actually do short positions. But the stop loss might be a bit far, I guess, because if we do short positions, I think price is actually accumulating on this level. Yeah, price is actually accumulating on this level. So if we wanted to do shorts, the first thing we need to see is the price. Is it extracting this volume, this liquidity area? So you can see from the back of the time, the liquidity area is actually quite consistent from yellow. Okay, yellow. This is orange, and then coming back, this is what we call a strong volume area. See, you can see that it's actually quite strong. So it's not quite okay. It's actually slowing down. Let's see, is there any exhaustions happening? I think the price is trying to manipulate. Yellow. Price is changing back. I do think we can actually do short positions, to be honest. So let's try. I do think the price might be continue going lower, much more likely. If we do short positions from here, I'm actually expecting that the price will be going back to the lower sides. Much more likely to go back to the lower sides from here. So we'll be doing short positions and aiming back towards on the lower sides. If this trade is quite okay, I think we can actually get 2 to 1 ratio. So it's actually quite considerable, a really good trade on this one. So let's see. Okay, the buying momentum is quite strong, but the selling is actually increasing the outside liquidity. So if we really wanted to do shorts, there's a few things that we might need to be aware of it. First thing we need to see, is there any exhaustions happening? So meaning by that is the upwards momentum is actually slowing down. So you can see that from the barbell perspective, I don't think it's actually forming any exhaustions. Price wanted to push higher, and we do see that the liquidations is actually forming back. So yeah, if we really wanted to do shorts, I think the main thing is we need to see the volume is actually sucking out. So if the volume is actually sucking out, then it's actually a really good indications that the price wanted to go lower, and then we can actually aim to this maybe 37 or maybe 36, or even much more lower to 34. I think it's actually also quite possible. So yeah, let's see, can we make it back towards on the lower sides? This exhaustion level. Okay. I think the prices might be likely to go lower, but yeah, you can see that the price wanted to go higher again. The price is actually building accumulations, pushing back to the price. absorptions, and the volume just now has been vacuumed out, so we might be seeing the price to continue going higher. And where is the higher sides might be reaching through? I think if the price really go through 44, so 44 is another $2, so 20 pips. I think the price might be reaching through 15 if you really wanted to, 15 to 16 area, and we will be seeing how the price react afterwards. But I will be doing shorts because, as I mentioned, we are speculations that the dollar index is continue to going higher, and the SP 500 is divergence. So SP 500 is actually going higher as well. The risk aversions has been going lower. It's everything is actually showing us that the power of uptrend of gold it's not quite strong, and the ETF flow is also showing us that the market condition is not as strong as we thought. So from where we got what we call the ETF flow. Okay, I think the ETF flow is actually quite useful if you trade much more. You do think that I think that ETF flow is actually quite interesting. So ETF flow is actually quite less. The North America has been increasing 8.8, and the price is actually I think the price is actually showing us a downtrend because it has been showing us that the what we call the divergence. Okay, so I'm actually thinking to do short positions much more keen and much more confidence. Okay, so gold market we are likely to do short positions, but the problem is where. Okay, where is it the price is going to, and what we wanted to do short positions, and where do we plan to do shorts? If the price really go back to this level, I think I might be doing short positions. So let's see. So right now the price is actually accumulating from here. There's no right or wrong answer, to be honest. But if I'm right, I think the price might be keep on going through a really strong downtrend. Meaning by that is that maybe reaching through the previous daily low and maybe even much more lower, I guess. But this is my speculations at the moment. Price actions either haven't shown any yet, so we will be waiting for it and see how does it really go. Okay, outflow has been showing, and yeah, I think the ETF is actually giving us much more. The Europe has been also going out. Let's see on the dollar perspective, 1.2 billion, but from the tons, I think is actually decreasing. So Asia is actually decreasing, Europe is actually decreasing, just the US sites are the 0.2. Yeah, I think the price is actually wanted to go lower. So I think I'm much more keen to see the price to go lower. So everyone, try to do short positions if you really wanted to. Okay, so this one, let's see from the order book. Okay, so from the order book, we can see that the market is reaching back towards our upsides, and I think we can actually do another short positions if you really wanted to. Because we do see that the exhaustions is happening. Exhaustions and a really strong selling power is actually going lower. And yeah, and we as we mentioned, the selling pressure is actually increasing as well. So I think we can actually do another short positions if you really wanted to. So let's do another short positions and see can we get back to this level. If we do, I think we can actually get a really good risk reward ratio and see how it turns out. Okay. So remember, if you do really like my content, please remember to give us a like, subscribe, and follow us. Do remember that we'll be doing live streaming sessions every single day from Monday to Friday from 8 to 9. Okay, so right now we already mentioned that the price is actually forming exhaustions, a really aggressive selling, and we do see that from here. This is sweeping, so I really like seeing sweeping. So you can see that this is a sweep. Usually sweeping and exhaustion is happening, and plus this really aggressive absorptions is actually indicate that the price is wanted to go lower, and we do see that the volume on the downsides is actually decreasing. So this is giving us a much more higher indications that the price wanted to go lower. And if we do see that, I think we might be seeing the price to reach through the daily low, or maybe even the, yeah, I think it's highly have a chances that the price might be reaching through the daily or weekly low lah. Let's see from the weekly perspective. From the weekly perspective, okay, price is actually reaching through highs and lows. Price going back. Daily price to really form a ranging level. Exhaustion is happening. Price to really return to the value. Yeah, I think the high chances though. And weekly, do you see that the price is actually holding on it, slowing down. I think it's actually forming a ranging level. Going back to the daily time frame, we do see that the price is wanted to go higher, and this one is actually a really strong rejections, going back to forming a ranging level. So I think maybe today we'll be having a really strong answer is the price to continue going lower, reaching back to the lower sides, or the price will be continue going ranging. Okay, so let's see, can we get back to the bottom sides, or the price is wanted to go higher? Okay, I think it's actually quite obvious for now, because we do see that the exhaustions is happening. Absorptions happening, and the selling increasing. I mean, the short position is actually increasing quite strong. The outside volatility, liquidity is actually increasing quite strong. So I'm likely to see the price to continue going lower from what we can see. So let's see. Dollar index. Gold market. Shorts. Okay, so I think it's actually quite obvious that the price wanted to go lower, and we'll be expecting that the price is reaching back towards on the lower sides, doing short positions. But how much lower the price will be going to? This is a really good question. Is it the high, or the price might be reaching back to the top side? So yeah, let's see. I think overall my expectation is right, because we do see that the exhaustion is happening, increasing outside liquidity. CVD is actually showing us lower side. So it's actually showing us that the market wanted to go lower. The volume has been vacuumed out. So we can see that the volume has been vacuumed up. Liquidations, price is, aggressions is happening from here. Absorption is happening. So we are likely to see the price to go lower, and maybe reaching back to 4236. So 4236, I'm not so sure where is it. 4236. 4236 right now is 4240. So let's minus. So 4240 minus 4211.29. So I'm expecting that the price might be going back to 4237 minus 29, then is 4208. So I think the price might be likely to go back to 4208 area. Not a, actually not really big, but yeah, I think the price might be continue going lower and reaching back towards this range and accumulating it this level, or maybe even much more lower. So we have been doing short positions according by this, and we do see that the price is actually forming exhaustions. Limitations is actually increasing on the short sides. So let's see. Dollar index from the DXY is actually showing us that DXY gold market. Whoa, changing so fast, the liquidations. The outside liquidity has been changing so fast. Not quite often we can see apart from that, to be honest. But yeah, maybe we might need to see a really strong impulse from the downsides, because right now still not a really strong indications for anything yet. I think the price is actually forming a ranging level. So let's see. Quite ranging. Dollar index is going lower, but my expectation is that the dollar index will be continue going higher. So meaning by that is that the dollar index this week is probably continue back to the higher sides. Let's see from the VX. VX is actually showing us a downside momentum, and from the correlationship with the stock indexes, I think it's probably will be on the top. So my expectation is that the gold market might be highly likely to go back to the lower sides. The US, the 10-year yield is actually increasing as well, meaning by that is that the risk appetite is much more higher. Crude oil, what else? The dollar index is also showing us a really strong uptrend. So yeah, that's my thought. Let's see from the gold. Continue forming a ranging level. Price really shows some ranging level. Going back here. My expectation is that the price is likely to go lower. So we will be doing short positions and see how the price react afterwards. The volume is changing. Seems like the price is wanted to push the price. Oh shit! Price is pushing higher. Pushing higher again. Price from here is actually showing us. And here, volume sites, price pop. And let's see. The buying momentum is stronger. I think the price might be reaching back towards this area and see how it happens. the 4245, 4244 to 4245. Let's see how the price react on this level. If the price really show a really strong rejections and going back to the lower sides, then I'm likely to do short positions. Seems like there's a really strong supporting level, so really can't talk much about it. But we do see there's a really strong resistance of 4245. So let's see if the price rejections back to the lower sides. If the price really rejections back to the lower sides, I'm thinking the price will be likely to go back to the lower area. So we need to see if the price really go back to the lower side and breaking back. If the price really breaking back on this level, then we might be seeing the price to go lower. If the price do really continue to forming higher sides, then the price will be continue going higher. So this is a really critical moment. But as I mentioned, this is a really strong resistance area from now. The 4245 price really reach through rejections back towards on the lower side. So right now we need to see how this liquidations area is it vacuum out or slowing down. So you can see that 94. Okay, slowing down, really strong liquidations, pushing back to the pricing at the lower sides. So we need to see the price vacuum out. Meaning by that is that vacuum out this liquidity, then I think it's really clear that the market will be going lower. As you can see, the liquidations is actually increasing, the short sides. So yeah, so we are likely to be a really good area. So we need to see this level liquid out. If this has been liquid out, then it's actually good signs. So we can see from here, price has been slowing down and they are actually fighting each other. So we need to see this one to fail out. If this area fail out, then we are likely to see the price to continue going lower. If the price holds on, then we might be seeing the price to break through on the upsides. So this is actually a really critical range that we might be need to focusing on. Still hanging there, the supporting level. 424242 minus 29. It's actually 4213. 4213 is actually quite strong on the supporting level. Okay, good sign. I think it's actually reaching us a signs that the price is wanted to go lower because really can't hold on the price, and the price is actually showing us that it's actually going back to the lower sides. So I think we can actually keep on doing short positions, everyone. Okay. Aggression selling. Well, this one is actually quite aggression selling. 1130 sweeping, and this is absorptions happening. So we can see that this absorptions is happening. Quite slower today in the market. Swiping out, absorptions is happening, price might be forming, but this is a really big target, so I guess it's actually looking quite good that the price might be going lower. Let's see. From the DXY perspective, still holding on it, so have not so sure. I think today the market is quite slow, so can't really talk much about it. Exhaustion is happening because exhaustions is forming back, but selling is actually quite strong. So yeah, short positions is the selling sides is actually quite strong, and let's see. $43. See 43 area, 43, and then putting stop loss maybe 20 to 30 pips, getting 60. Oh, let's see. Okay, so I think that's about it for today. We already mentioned that the market is actually going lower. The outside liquidity is actually going higher. And we do see that the CVD is actually going lower as well. And we do see that the price do really absorptions from here, and the outside liquidity is actually increasing. We are likely to see the price to go back towards on the lower sides. So let's see. Okay. The market today is actually quite slow. Can't do much about it, but the price really reached through this resistance area and then has been slowing down, reaching back absorptions from here. So we do need to see the price to go back, maybe facing some kind of resistance area from here. This 44. If the price really break through on the lower sides, then I think it's actually a good sign that the price will be going lower. So you can see this one is actually a really strong resistance here, here, and here. If the price is going lower, then the price will be continue going back towards this lower sides, as I mentioned. Okay, increasing, go. So I think it's actually a really good sign. This outside liquidity indicator, I do think is actually quite useful because it's actually showing you guys that what is the market increasing their liquidations or decreasing. So you can see that it has been actually increasing. So we are likely to see the price to continue going lower, and price will be showing signs that the continue going back to lower sides. Okay. So, okay, I think that's all for today. So, remember, if you do really like our content, please give us a like, subscribe, and follow us. We have been doing shorts positions on two particularly area. One is dollar, one is the gold market, and one is the silver market. Using the bigger time frame, what is the factor that we are thinking that the market will be going lower, okay? The hedge fund perspective, and so on and so on, okay? If you really want to know more about it, give us a like, subscribe, follow us. And do remember, we'll be doing live streaming sessions every single day from 8 to 9, okay? So thank you for everyone joining, and I will be see you guys tomorrow.